Greetings, beloved multiversal soul familia, and welcome back. In this session, we are going to be inviting some archetypes, particularly archetypes, ringing in insights from the Rose Oracle, invitations from the mystical shaman, as well as affirmations from the universe has your back. So, before we get started with the cards, we are going to say a quick prayer invocation. And speaking of prayer, part of the reason why we are doing this today is because we are going to choose joy and create it. Choose to be the creator and the curator of it today. But I do have a prayer request of my own, because pretty quietly and all alone, I've really been going through it. Like, my physical health is fine and all that jazz. But as you've seen from one of my most recent video drops, some pretty unique, so to speak, situations and anomalies have been occurring in my life. Nevertheless, I'm not going to go into any more drastic details. Sources handling it. We no longer do return to senders around here. We do return to source. So, yes, just please do keep me in your prayers. And in return, I also have a prayer invocation for us. Also, check out my new digs. See, I had something really super terrible happen recently in my life. And then yesterday, I received this lovely gift from my Mama Kay. She's so good to me, and I love her so much. And, I had shared with her that my royal purple robe was starting to feel a little bit scratchy, and really the only time I could enjoy it comfortably is, as long as I have something fully covering myself, like a long sleeve t-shirt. Yeah, it was just, so she got my 6 and hooked me up with a new cozy robe. I have an affinity for them. No, it doesn't make me feel like a powerful sorceress or anything ridiculous, but I do love this beautiful coral. And I've always been told that coral is my color. So here we are, rocking it. Yes, all right. Prayers up. Here we go. 414 on the timer. O infinite creator, source of all that is, was, and will ever be, we stand in your divine authority, commanding in alignment with your perfect will. By the power of divine law, we now open our lives to abundant security, stability, and protection. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Every curse, every evil eye, every ill wish, every case, cause, concern, conflict, and negative confrontation dissolves into nothingness, or it goes down the garbage disposal by the radiance of your light and the devotion of our A-teams. We command true prosperity to flow into our lives, prosperity that nourishes our souls, sustains our bodies, and blesses all who walk with us. Wealth and resources are now aligned to our highest purpose. We command good fortune to follow us in all things. Doors of opportunity open before us effortlessly, and every step we take is guided by divine light. We call forth true love, divinely ordained and eternal. Our hearts and souls are aligned to receive and give love in its purest, most sacred form. May our paths be illuminated, our spirits fortified, and our lives a testament to the boundless grace of the Creator. So it is, so it is, so it is, and so it shall be. All right, first things first, we are going to go into the wild unknown, archetypes, to see what archetypes are not only being activated, but also are ushering in more uplifting, empowering, joy and happiness cultivating messages to counter the negative voltage and chase it away with our loving light. Let's see what archetypes are activating and bringing in the blessings. Here we go. Archetypes bringing in the blessings for the collective. This is going to be a long one. So if you are not fasting at this time, it may be a good time to hurry up, because this is going to be a premiere, and grab your Scooby snacks. All right, we made a full pass, and we have 4 cards already on the table face up. All right, but I'm feeling guided to do things in 5s for this session. So we're also going to be going from the environment, the immediate environment, and what is already in our orbit and activated at this time. And then we will continue further with each deck to do 5 cards, symbolizing the change that we are curating by showing up, keeping going onward and upward, even when we're facing challenges in our lives. We're still showing up every single day and rising to the occasion. From the bottom, we have the seed. So, because it is in the immediate environment, it will always, it will always be the center point of our lives, but it's the center point of this session as well. We have the seed. Ooh. Just for honorable mention, right behind that, we have the warrior, number 10, also symbolizing ends that also clear the way for new beginnings. Bold, beautiful, and bright new beginnings. Warriors, rise and shine. All right. I will drop a short for the warrior card. after this session. All right, let's take a look at the seed. Number, let's see, LXVI 66. Oh, is that 66 or 56? No. I think that's 56. I'm pretty sure that's 56. Nevertheless, that part isn't really relevant. Once a week. Oh, wrong one. Okay, here we go. One of the alchemist's favorite images was the pearl. I love pearls, by the way. Cultured and natural. Freshwater and saltwater pearls to boot. The irritant, over time, becomes the treasure. What is your grit? Speaking of irritants, when it comes to a natural pearl forming, instead of a nucleus that's planted in the mussel or oyster or clam, it is a parasite that actually enters and, as a defense mechanism, the mussel or whatever it is that has been infiltrated by the parasite starts forming that, I do believe it's called the necra, around the parasite to basically calcify it to a degree. So, something about an irritant that has activated some serious divine defense. There is a difficult to damage shell of protection. But that doesn't make us the parasite. It means that we're protected from that. That's the intuitive message from this archetype. The seed. Generative, fertile, germinating, and building. Beautiful. The true seed is elusive. If we follow any story towards its origin, it spirals farther and farther back in time. In this way, we are always the seed and always the fruit it bears. So, a little bit ago, when I said always, I was actually meant to say that. And I just, followed my intuitions. Beginnings come in many forms. They are not always a beautiful seed placed intentionally in nourishing soil, or an already formed nucleus beautifully placed inside of an oyster to form a cultured pearl. Origin stories, like any birth story, are complex, surprising, multi-layered, and usually reveal a central image or detail that represents the fully formed being. Simply stated, the end is present in the beginning, or the entire oak tree resides within the acorn. Whether you follow this imaginal theory or not, know that when this card appears, there is potent generative energy all around. It stirs your very insides and usually results in an antsy, impatient feeling. Pay particular attention to what agitates you. as it is a sure sign of growth to come. You are bumping up against a growth edge. It is from the grit that the pearl eventually comes to be. So, growing pains, I just heard. There is no growth without growing pains, I just heard. So that's an insight that was meant for us at this time. Now let's start at the top here at 12 o'clock with Alethea. Alethea. Let's see what message is meant to be bestowed by this archetype and ignited. Clarity, revelation, and disclosure. Picasso said, we all know that art is not truth. Art is a lie that makes us realize truth, at least the truth that is given us to understand. It is said that the resonance of our voice changes when we speak a falsity. In this light, practice seeing the truth as a vibration. The Alethea card requires us to step towards an act of truth. This might look like a conversation, a gesture, a poetic act, or a ritual that honors the unveiling of what's been concealed. Reclaiming your own truth is a way to reclaim your vital energy, health, and sense of belonging in the world. Truth has its own wings. Set it free. So this is confirming that the step that I made yesterday was in the right direction, and it was meant to be, because it was meant to be disclosed. Oh, excuse me, and God bless me. Confirmation. All right. Now we're going to go clockwise to the thread. Beautiful. The thread. Someone's hanging by a thread, and it's not us, I just heard. They may even be avoiding their responsibilities at this time, I just heard. The thread, the circuit of meaning within the chaos. Ooh, what a time for this. Life is a tangle. So much happens simultaneously and circuitously, leaving us grappling for meaning and direction in a network of distractions. When we connect to the energy of the thread, however, we strike the deepest vein in the body. Our whole being responds to its tug. Meaning is pumped through our bloodstream. Our mind and spirits are lifted. We remember who we are and what we came into this world to do. Though this happens on the most profound level, it could be the simplest incident that activates the thread. A song, an image, a conversation heard in passing. Spiritual and physical attacks and poisoning attempts being made. Definitely a good example. Real life example. No matter how confusing and multi-layered our modern lives become, if we are connected to the thread, we are free. Being tethered to it is the only anchor our heart requires. Ugh. Now my nose is all itchy. All right, now let's see what message and archetype is being activated with the bridge. We are the bridge between the mundane and the spiritual. Claim it and don't forget it. Acceptance, magic, and communication. It's suggesting to listen to a specific song, but I'm just going to say, put on one of your favorite songs that raises your vibration, and ease and accept within the melody the feeling of rising above the muck. This archetype is the gesture of acceptance, of saying yes rather than withdrawing, separating, and saying no. When we cross a bridge to an unknown land, we are led magically into a new reality. We're creating it right now by curating joy and happiness, regardless of the challenges. Beloveds, we're doing it right here, right now. We open to the otherness. Healing and communication are made possible. We enter a state of curiosity, wonder, and learning. The shaman, for example, creates the bridge between the everyday world and the sacred. This card asks us to study the connections between the seemingly disconnected parts of our lives, relationships, ideologies, and histories. Remember that a bridge can't be forced. It must be made with love, or its structure will not withstand the inevitable weather of life. So communication is extremely important at this time, and the ability to do so with confidence has been activated since yesterday, and this confirms it. The bridge confirms it, and now we're going to take a look at the nectar. We are being bestowed with the sweetness of life and continuing to curate it so that we can pay it forward and continue to contribute to that positive feedback loop. The nectar. Our essence. Our sweet essence, I just heard. Beautiful. Our sweet essence is being activated. Collective. This is wonderful. Absolutely. Glowing, relaxed, subtle illumination. Yeah. Oh. Are we lighting up even more in the moment as we speak? You can barely see my scar on my throat because it's glowing. My throat chakra is glowing. Beautiful. And we also have a wonderful cleansing rain going on around me at this time. Yes, the nectar. Infinite healing power. The golden nectar of sacred elixir is the drink of immortality. And like its sister, substance, soma, is known to activate subtle, intelligent forces that ease the mind, body, and spirit. We're doing that now, beloveds. The medicine, the elixir, the garden, the essence of the sweetness of life that is being activated and bestowed to us by this archetype. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Calling us to identify and relish in places, practices, people, and activities that regenerate and heal. We're already doing it. Medicine is needed, and it comes in subtle form that you may be overlooking. Seek the most sensuous, fragrant flower in the garden you have forgotten. Don't underestimate this remedy. It is said when someone has activated this substance within, it is reflected in their shimmering eyes. Well, I'm not going to show you my eyes, but I can see the tiny little bits of sparkles all around me, so I can only imagine there's a twinkle in my eye at this time. Because we are litty. From our knees to our nose and our head to our toes. We're still here. Why? Because all those other missions pursued by others failed. We are protected, beloveds. So protected. And that is the central point of this message. Don't forget it. Claim it. Breathe it into life. And be open to receiving the sweetness of life, but also sharing your own sweet nectar, your own essence and light with others, people, places, things. All right. Now, let's see what message from the Rose Oracle that Alethea is going to bring in for us. Thank you, Alethea, for this insight from the Rose Oracle. One card, please. Okay, well, we're coming from the immediate environment yet again. Plant yourself here. Integration, embodiment, and grounded action. And an honorable mention from this deck, we have Sub Rosa. And I am not going to read the description of that card, but I will, because it is an honorable mention, provide an intuitive message that not just the people, places, things, and situations that we're being guided to ground ourselves with and in. We're also meant to say less about it. Keep it under your hood, beloveds. Keep it under your hood. All right, let's see what Plant Yourself Here has to say for us from Alethea. Page 100. Integration, embodiment, grounded action. How can you commit more to your life? This is the card of the one who's committed to being the bridge between heaven and earth. Oh, wow. Look. As above, so below. As above, so below. Look. As above, so below. Beautiful. Beautiful synchronicity. The embodied mystic. They know that they don't need to denounce either heaven or earth. Rather, they are a weaver of worlds, here to embody their soul more and more with each new day. See what's being activated for us, beloveds? Here to embody our souls more and more with each new day. Here to weave the sacred back into everyday life. And into our everyday lives. More of that coming soon. This is a card of invitation to commit more fully to your life as a soul, having a human experience, to invite your soul to grow roots that reach deep so that you can grow tall, to commit to your humanity and your expansion at once. The rose invites us to embrace all stages of life on earth, from the buds to the bloom, from the cutting back to the fruit. Her beauty and sweet scent are embodiment of heaven. A nectarous reward. A nectarous reward. Yet another interesting synchronicity. For being here. The rose reminds us to take a moment to properly enjoy the sweetness and that heaven really can be a place on earth. Of course it can, because it's a mindset that we create collectively, beloveds. Beautiful. Now let's see what message the thread has to usher in for us from the Rose Oracle. What is the thread activating for us at this time other than its own essence in our DNA? Again, going from the bottom with that full pass, we have rose without thorns. Yes. The sweetness of life. I was just talking about the sweetness of life. And now, look, they're side by side. The thread is ushering in more of that nectar. It's like twinning with the nectar now. That thread that's anchoring us in is activating more of that sweetness of life. Peace. We have a right to our joy. Just like I said yesterday in one of my videos, we have a right. It is our birthright to live a healthy life. And our A teams are on their A game. Rose without thorns, beloveds, is what's being activated by the thread from the Rose Oracle. I grabbed the wrong book there again. I keep doing that lately. It's all good. It works out. Rose without thorns. $116. I have a right to my joy. I appreciate and drink in the sweet nectar of my life. We have the seed and the nectar archetypes. Beautiful. The Rose Without Thorns is an invitation to dive straight into the sweetness of your life, to rest into the softness, to enjoy the delicious fragrance, to rest in and relish what is meant to be currently alive in this body, to embrace all the beauty and bliss that life has to offer. You have a right to your joy, and the Rose Without Thorns wants you to take every ounce of it in right now, to celebrate and lose yourself in the sweetness of your life. This is a rare moment in time of deep peace and enjoyment being ushered in and activated by the thread, along with the essence of the thread. This is so beautiful. It couldn't have worked out better, beloveds. I'm telling you. It is safe for you to enjoy this. Embrace it now with open arms. We've worked for this moment. We're being called to taste all that it has to offer, to drink it all in. We deserve every drop. To welcome this, to embody all of this. And while life is ever changing and forever inviting us to grow, right now, your lesson is to be in the delight of it all. Just like I said in the very beginning, in the first few seconds of this premiere. Despite the challenges and the chaos, we're showing up anyway. In the best way, cultivating, curating joy, empowerment, elevation, uplifting. Because that's what we came here to do. To embrace our body as much as the seed and the nectar. And cultivate a new world collectively. The Rose Without Thorns. Okay, I'm being guided to move along now to what the bridge is ushering in for the collective and activating along with its own essence at this time. Oh my gosh, apparently we're supposed to just keep going with whatever is already in our immediate orbit, and we have the wild rose. Do it your way, embrace your uniqueness. Untamed. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The wild rose. $142. I free myself of what keeps me captive. I allow the unique wildness within me to be free. This card comes with an invitation to do what would make you feel most free, to trust in the very thing that makes you stand out, to realize that you were never meant to fit in. You were never meant to grow in a perfect, cultivated way. You were never meant to bloom in unison with someone else. No, but we are meant to cultivate it collectively. But we're not all blossoming and blooming at the same time. We are all at different stages of this unfolding, beloveds, and that's okay. We were also never meant to be captive or controlled. Nature is full of diversity. It's imperative to its survival, and it is to ours too. So be who you came here to be. Express what you came here to express. Sing the song that you came here to sing. Together, the wild ones will be the ones who set us all free. And it perfectly synchronizes with the essence of the bridge. Not only being that bridge between the mundane and the spiritual, but also being that voice that harmonizes. Beautiful. Now let's see what the nectar is ushering in from the Rose Oracle and activating along with its own essence. Ooh, this one is trust the seasons. Trust the seasons. Embracing change. Cycles of life, transition, and growth. Confirmation of all the aforementioned messages so far. Coming full circle, quite literally. Much like all the phases of the rose being featured in this image. Talk about the synchronicities. Yes. The nectar is ushering in cycles of life, transition, growth, change. With trust the seasons. One 134. How can you embrace the changing seasons of your life? The rose teaches us this very day. She's forever showing us how to embrace the ever-changing seasons in an ever-changing world. We're not meant to stay the same. Relationships aren't meant to stay the same. Life isn't meant to stay the same. Nothing on this planet is meant to stay the same. The seasons teach us that. Night and day teach us that. Time and age teach us that. Birth and death teach us that. We may return to a place, a person, but things won't be exactly as they were. For everything and everyone is forever changing. Nothing is static. Change can be scary. It means surrendering to the unknown, to being not who you were, but not quite who you'll become, requiring trust in the transformation. A deep reverence for all the seasons of our lives. The more we resist, the further away we are from who we're becoming. When we embrace change, we embrace life and nature and are forever becoming. Forever and always. I just heard. Excuse me. Now one more for the center with the seed. Ushered in and activated by the seed, we have the wastelands. sustainability, slow down, and tend to your garden. This is about making time for adequate rest, first of all. It's also giving the message of steady wins, steady developments, I just heard, as well as steady blessings rolling in for us. Ushered in by the seed in the wastelands from the Rose Oracle. What way of being is no longer sustainable for you? This is the most powerful card in the deck. It's a wake-up call for us to stop the destructive behavior that's resulting in us becoming brittle and unable to live in a sustainable way. Oh, we're definitely getting a handle on all of that and have been for quite some time. The sacred feminine is abundant. She knows that the earth can provide for what we need and that she doesn't need to take more than she needs. She tends the earth around her and within her. She's the keeper of balance and the protector of all living things. The rose has seen civilizations come and go, empires rise and fall. In this card, she's delivering an urgent message to slow down and stop any way of being that's not sustainable, to release anything that's making us brittle, to tend our gardens, our bodies, and the earth around us. I set an example of that yesterday, beloveds. All right, so those are our messages being activated by the archetypes from the Rose Oracle. Beautiful. All right, now let's go into the mystical shaman. And I'm just going to kind of push through this one a bit quicker by doing a shuffle and laying out 5 cards, because that is what I'm being guided to do. We're already getting crunched on time at 47 minutes and 47 seconds as I just looked up at the timer. Okay, thank you, Spirit. One more cut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Honorable mention goes out to the fire element. And being more assertive with our goals, but also with our boundaries, and trailblazing, I just heard. We are the trailblazers. Now the song I Am the Fire is in my head by Hailstorm. She also has a what would you call it, expanded version of the song in collaboration with The Who. I highly recommend that song. If you really want to feel energized and uplifted and empowered, go listen to that song. I am the fire. And for those of you who can identify and relate to some degree, I am woman. is also a good listen. So, yep, there's that. Here we go. Ushered in by the Aletheia, we have soul retrieval in reverse. And right off the jump, we're getting the invitation from all of these cards. Nonetheless, but intuitively the message that I'm getting is that at this time there isn't anything more that needs to be known about our situations. We can course direct our focus back to what's most important. And one of the most important things to me in this life is the collective and this channel, as well as my loved ones. So, we know all that we need to know at this time. And we can focus on what we love and continue to cultivate joy in our experiences. 5115 on the timer. I'm not going to be looking up angel numbers in this session though, so we can stay on theme here and get this wrapped up. We are no longer fragmented. We are one with creation. We have healed the cause of the pain we feel, so we don't need to dwell on it any longer. Really, it's true. If you are still hovering over an old wound, find a new flight path. Don't be distracted with the little stuff you've already mastered. Go for the big one, the journey back to Eden. And beloveds, the truth of the matter is, we never left the garden. And that's all we need to know at this time in terms of what's being activated by Aletheia with soul retrieval. Beautiful. Now let's see what the thread is ushering in. We have the element of the wind. Let's see the invitation. What invitation is being activated by the thread? When the spirit of the wind comes calling, it's a sign of change. We are the bridge to change, I just heard. We are anchoring in those changes, I just heard. Thank you, Spirit. Perhaps you need to change your mind about something. Perhaps an old way of doing things has become automatic, and now that you've gained greater clarity, you can make a new choice. Regardless of what the change is, you can expect to be understood and to have clear communication with others at this time. We are meant to be that closure and clarity to many others, beloveds, as we continue to share in our triumphs and be the best teachers we can possibly be, while also embracing the body that we bargained for with our soul contracts. That's why we're here, is to know what it's like to be in this body of ours. To be that soul in a human body, having a human experience that we agreed upon. Greater clarity and good things. Ideas are solid, and the shift that is being called for is in the highest good of all. Yes! Yes! For us. Claim it. Claim it. Ooh. So at the bottom, being ushered in by the bridge and activated by the bridge, is the sun from the mystical shaman. Whoa. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know just how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Oh, I tried to push out that more passionately and I kind of croaked in the end, but hey, 5555 on the timer. Sealing the deal on that change with the sun shining down on me. Yes, number 53. Bars. That was not intentional, by the way, guys. It was spirit pumping out those channeled songs all the way. The invitation of the sun that is being activated by the bridge at this time. Have you been hibernating? Have you been introspective? It is time to come out of your cave and savor the life-giving light of our star. The sun rekindles our passion and our creative energy. Life is calling us to shine our light and to add our lightness and humor to the seriousness around us. Get out and play. Y'all, it's raining. And you know how tempted I am to just go out and run in the rain all by myself. Not right now, but yeah. Like, I witnessed a loved one do it the other day when it was pouring rain and it was just so warm and muggy. I knew it was one of those very soft and enjoyable rains. And the pure childlike awe and joy on their face. Chef's kiss. Timeless, priceless memory etched in my heart and soul. It was just such a beautiful experience. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. If it's raining near you and it's not like thunder and lightning and freezing cold rain, heck, even if it's a cold rain, get your booty out there and activate that child self within. Team Child Self 2025 all the way to the bank. I just heard. Yes. There's that. Moving along now to what's being ushered in by the nectar and activated at this time is the drum from the mystical shaman. The drum. Dancing to the beat of our own drums, I just heard. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Yes. Hey, 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 ho. Hey, 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 ho. That's enough. That's enough. I already have a little bit of inflammation in my throat, so I'm not even going to press it. Number 15, a very special number to me. Ringing in that Christos Sophia consciousness and energy to the beat of our own drums. Yes, the drum. The invitation being activated by the nectar. We're being invited to take the next bold step in our journey. The forces of heaven and earth are aligned behind you, supporting effortless action. This is not a time to push against the river. The current will take you exactly where you want to go once you jump in. Collect your power tools and summon your courage, because it is going to be a wild and glorious ride. Interestingly enough, we have the wild rose, right? Well, kind of catty corner to it, but that wildness, like, I just heard embracing our feral selves and our child selves simultaneously, while dancing to the beat of our own drum like true warriors. And I will not forget to drop that short after this video that we are certainly wrapping up very soon. Let's see what the seed is activating and ushering in. We have the eagle. Number 16. Yes. Fly like an eagle. I just heard. Another channeled song. And the invitation of the eagle. Have you become trapped in your daily routine and feel you do not know where to go and what to do next? Guilty. Have you lost your sense of purpose? Not exactly. I'm living in it right now. I'm working that dream and spreading my wings. The eagle invites us to take a deep breath and spread our wings. When was the last time you opened them? Eagle reminds us that our spirit was born to soar. As we contemplate choices, ask, do I want to live in a chicken coop sheltered from life, counting the regular feedings, or do I want to soar like an eagle? If your answer is the latter, then you must accept the eagle's invitation and embrace the courage that will help you choose freedom. The invitation of the eagle. And now we are going to draw this to a close with some affirmations from The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. I have not picked up this deck in a long time, so here we have it. Back in the flow. When you know, you know. All right, 5 affirmations to draw this to a close. I'm also going to shuffle 3 times and then cut it and lay out the cards like I did with the Mystical Shaman. There's 3. Cut. Cut. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this time, we're going to start in the middle with the affirmation being ushered in by the center of this entire message, which is the seed. Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. Beautiful. The prayer that germinates the seed I just heard. Starting at the top and from the aletheia and being ushered in, we have, I witness the darkness and call on the light of my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to receive this sphere through the eyes of the teacher of love. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this sphere, rather, through the eyes of the teacher of love. Transmuting that fear into freedom, I just heard. All right, now let's see what the thread, our anchoring and grounding, is ushering in for us. When I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. Confirmation of why we're even here doing this particular session. Beautiful. And what's being ushered in by the bridge, we have the presence of love will always cast out fear. So synchronizing with the card that became before the last one. Beautiful. And last but most certainly not least, from the nectar, the sweetness of life, a bold and necessary truth. Obstacles are detours in the right direction. And that is the message. I want to thank you so very much, Multiversal Soul Familia, for listening in for what I consider to be just over a little over a power hour. 10737 power hour. Thank you for listening. Multiversal Soul Familia, with much gratitude and appreciation from my heart chakra to yours. Brightest of blessings. Happy Friday. So it is.